Hi everyone, my name is Andrew Bates, and this is my presentation for my creative manifesto. So starting off with my creative type, I just took the test again, and my results were the thinker, which I think closely aligns with really who I am. When reading through this description, I thought I did a really nice job kind of explaining, I don't know, just kind of how I am as a creative person. I've always liked to think of things in the big picture, and I've always looked at life in a way that there's always more to discover and more to learn. I've always loved asking questions. Even my parents and grandparents have always said when I was a kid, I was always asking questions, always wanting to know why things were the way they were, and just ask lots of questions. So I think it really describes who I am. And there's nothing, it mentions more satisfying than solving a problem or finding, a creative solution, which is kind of what this class is all about. A lot of the multidisciplinary studies classes. So, yeah, that's my type. My creative type was thinker. And I thought it was pretty accurate as far as who I am as a creative person. Um, in the first section, curiosity, asking questions, and thinking creatively, my two statements were soft skills matter, and everyone is creative. They just have to find it. So, as far as how I applied those statements at this stage of work, soft skills matter. Specifically, I mentioned too that they're important in every single line of work. I think you have to be able to think creatively outside the box, and be able to look from all perspectives, which I definitely tried to do when looking at this problem. Not just from looking at it from my own bias or someone in similar shoes as me, but trying to think of how it could affect everyone as a whole. Um, and then as far as everyone is creative, they just have to find it. Again, it's one of those things where I've never considered myself to be a very creative person or one who can necessarily um, come up with all these creative ideas and solutions. I've always been more of a, follow just standards and policies and procedures and things that other people have laid out. So I think just trying to embrace that creative mindset was a challenge for me. Um, but I was able to, keep that in mind when doing this, that I am actually creative and I can come up with these innovative and creative solutions. For the next section, preparation, engagement, and problem making, my two statements were take your time and preparation is key. One of the things it talks about when looking at a problem is actually doing some preparation for that problem, not just jumping in, looking at it, and trying to solve it right away, but actually trying to prepare how you're going to I don't know what word to use, I guess, but I guess attack that problem or look at it. And that comes down to really understanding your problem and making sure that you understand why it is the way it is, why it is a problem, and understanding it from all angles and views. And then, just like anything, preparation is key. So you don't want to rush, and you want to make sure you prepare before trying to solve the problem. And that means understanding the problem. Incubation and investigation. So the two statements I chose were sleep on it, even as cliche as it is, I had to use it. I thought it was just perfect for incubation. And then don't rush into a decision. So, um, which means utilizing the incubation period, letting it do its job, and then going from there. And so, um, obviously, this course is 7 weeks long. We've been kind of slowly working on a problem. We picked it a while ago. And so I think incubation naturally kind of had its place in this class and the problem that we were trying to solve. Mainly for me personally, I would try and work on homework 2 or 3 nights a week, and then I would usually kind of put it aside until the next week. And so that really allowed incubation to kind of play its part and allow my subconscious to really kind of filter through all the ideas and solutions. And so I think these statements, sleep on it, I definitely did. Like I said, I would take a couple day break. And then I just didn't rush into a decision. I kind of took feedback from my instructor and what felt right after, kind of thinking about it for a couple days and picking my problem from there. Illumination and action. My two statements were be patient, the light bulb moment will come, and analogies are your friend. For the first one, I think it's one of those things that can be really tough, especially for a lot of us who are maybe working full time, to take the time and just try and really be patient, and not rush into, trying to solve the problem or figure it out, but actually waiting for that light bulb moment to come. And when it does, it's great. But trying to be patient for that can be tough. And then analogies to your friend. Um, I picked golf as an analogy for my problem. Um, and it really, for whatever reason, was that light bulb moment for me, and everything kind of clicked. And I was actually able to see it from a different angle. And so, utilizing analogies can be really good for helping us understand things, but also for seeing it from a different angle. Verification and evaluation. So, um, my two statements for this one were don't take things too personally, and growth can be uncomfortable. So I think these two are really important, especially when kind of verifying that your problem and solution are actually worthy and are going to work, and then being able to take feedback. So don't take things too personally. I think you have to remember when you're um, requesting feedback, you want it to be from someone who is going to give you honest feedback. You don't want it to be, someone who's just going to agree with you. That kind of defeats the point of it. So I think just, I would have to tell myself, okay, I'm seeking feedback from someone I know who will be honest. It's not personal, even though sometimes you can be emotionally attached to maybe your solution or your problem. It's important to remember that you're receiving feedback for a reason, and then growth can be uncomfortable. So um, growth is never easy, no matter what it is. And so just remembering that it might be uncomfortable now, but it's worth it in the long run. So yeah, that's kind of my creative manifesto. The statements that I really like, and kind of what I took from each section, and then how I was able to apply it to each section. So that's what I have. Thanks.